On the 31st of May of this year, 31st of May 2023, I will return to this House to present the 2023-2024 budget. So that's a couple of months away. It'll be the country's Jubilee budget and will feature important and innovative policies that will lay the foundation for our next 50 years as a nation.
Prime Minister Philip Davis previewing that presentation with mid-year budget signals indicating that the government has not only surpassed fiscal targets, but that it did so as it realized key goals that improved the lives of Bahamians. The Prime Minister also highlighting broad salary improvements, including the implementation of minimum wage, increment payments, and public service wage increases, which have buffered rising inflation.
As a result, we have directly poured tens of millions of dollars into the hands of ordinary, hard-working Bahamians and mandated the private sector to do the same. This has resulted in a across-the-board salary increase for tens of thousands of public servants and a quality of life increase for all families reliant on the minimum wage to make ends meet. Don't you see that? The result of the increase in minimum wage meant that those persons receive an extra 1 week's pay every month, or an increase of 24% in their basic salary.
This, the Prime Minister notes, was done without major funding allocations to support those payments. The state of small business, meantime, he notes, further evidence of a healthy economy.
Despite concerns raised by the leader of the opposition last year, we saw no downsizing by Bahamian businesses. We see none. In fact, we are seeing current businesses expand and many new businesses springing up every day. Our confidence and faith in the Bahamian people is being reciprocated as we see Bahamians investing more and propelling the nation's economic growth. It's always a bad idea. It's always a bad idea to bet against the Bahamian people.
The Prime Minister heralding his administration's feat of lowering the debt to GDP ratio of more than 100% under the previous administration to just over 80% of GDP, and the goal to reduce it to 65% of GDP by fiscal year 2026-2027. Speaking to alleged funding misappropriations linked to pandemic spending by NGOs and companies contracted by the former administration, the Prime Minister vowed to take action.
It seems that every day new evidence is being unearthed about the peculiar practices of the former administration. Some of these practices go beyond bad governance. Some border on criminality, and some, as we have seen, have resulted in criminal charges. We are identifying and correcting as we go along, and many of these matters are being dealt with discreetly. However, once the information is fully gathered and analyzed, the public must be briefed on what our investigations are revealing, and the level of incompetence, lack of checks and balances, and the effects of a total abuse of power be met in place, and what we are doing to correct these abuses.
Keeping you in the know, this is OPM Press Now.